and welcome to this Let's Build a Grey Knight video with me, Marc, from the Xenovid's channel. So in this video, it's generally going to be a slight sit and paint edition and some discussions about my thoughts about building up a Grey Knight's army. So this video is designed to just have in the background, grab your paintbrush, grab whatever model you have, or if you're a Grey Knight player, I'm going to need your advice, I'm going to need your help. In this video when I talk about building up the armies for my Grey Knights. I've written a preliminary 2,000 point list. That is the list we generally play around my area, 2,000 points. I'm liking the fact that it's only about 16 models and I've got 12 to 13 of them already, which is really good. I've painted a few of them up. I've painted up Drago, and I've painted up some Paladins, so I'm going to show you what they look like now and explain the colour scheme and how I've done that. Here we go. So let's take a look at some of the things I've painted up so far. So this is my Paladin squad. The bases are from Tiny World's Wargaming, the urban bases there. Super popular on my phone apparently. So how did I paint it up? Got Iron Breaker, dry brushed a couple of coats of that on top, then some black wash. I base coated everything in black, just so you know. The reds are all Mephiston red. The whites on that shield on the left hand shoulder there is done with Ulthwyn Grey and then brought up with White Scar. The gold itself is Balthasar gold, and then I've got a pot of the old Shining gold really. That's what I like, but I like gold on that. I use a light blue on the eyes. Any spears are done in black and then dry brushed a little tiny bit of grey. The parchment and stuff is all Ushabti, I can't pronounce that. Ushabti bone, and then a Agrax Earthshade wash on top of that. My colour scheme, I'm going for a clean finish. They're pure Grey Knights. They're supposed to look good and clean. The bases themselves, what I've done is sprayed them black, dry brushed a grey. I used Dawnstone, but a dark grey. Then do a wash of a black wash and a brown wash, and then another dry brushing of the dark grey, and then mixing up for lighter greys. Until I get the desired effect that I was looking for, really. And I think I did well with the basing there. All the basing from Tiny World's Wargaming looked good. It looks like impact happening on the terrain, and it really looks, it really adds to the models, I think. What I've also done is Calador Drago. Now I've painted him up. This is just before I put him on his base. And again, same colour scheme, the reds are Mephiston. Our dry brushing of Iron Breaker, black wash, and then to make it a little bit cleaner, I've done Runefang Steel, which is a light metal colour. Dry brush that as well onto it to kind of really poke in the camera, give a really good finish to it there. Okay, so that's the colour scheme of my little beauties there. The bases are from Tiny World's Wargaming. I did a recent review on them. I'll put a link to them in the description below. They do various sci-fi bases, resin bases. So I've got the urban kind of the urban bases, and I've got a large one right now for my Dread Knight as well. They've got a good number of sizing, great for 40k. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description below about them because they were great to us. They were really good, the service was great, and the price isn't too bad as well. Okay, so as I explained in the little clip just then, the colours that I'm going to be using. So this is my kind of workstation when I am allowed in the living room, essentially. I don't know if you guys have that problem. I don't have a lot of space in my flat at the moment. You've just got this living room, dining room area, and I'm sometimes allowed at the dining room table, but if I get a speck of paint on it, then I get told off. So I'm here, I'm down here. My partner works in schools and it's half term, so she's gone home to see her family down in Portsmouth, so home alone. Get to watch the FA Cup game tonight, Man U Preston, whilst I do some Grey Knights. The Grey Knights, I am enjoying painting them, very much so. I love the look of them, still a little bit unsure about the Dread Knight. It does look like a robot cradling a baby. But, in any case, the armies look good. The Grey Knights models themselves, the Terminators, the Paladins look amazing. And it's nice to have a variation going away from the generic, oh, I've bought a Terminator Space Marine box, I'm going to paint it this colour, or I'm going to paint it another colour. So it could be blue for Ultramarine, or red for Blood Angels. Add a few bits and bobs here. No, these guys look different, and they look amazing. So I'm going to grab my iron breaker, get that ready. As I'm going to do a little bit of a dry brush on the model. So army composition is what I really need a hand with the Grey Knights. Like I said, 2,000 points. Me and Ian looked through the codex and reviewed it in terms of the old codex to the new codex, and we found that the new stuff is quite good. One of the big winners was librarians, and I've had a look online, did a bit of research, and generally most people take 1 or 2. Now, I thought I would take 2 in my list, but what powers should I give them? No one in my local area plays demons, so is it worth getting Santic powers where the Primaris reduces demons invulnerable save? The only ones is the Avatar and the Demon Prince from the Chaos Space Marines, but I never hugely come across them a lot. Gate of Infinity, unless the target is zooming or swooping, remove the target and his unit from the board. Yeah, it gives you a chance to deep strike, but then you're off the board for a turn and then you have to hope that you're going to come back in. It immediately arrives anywhere on the board using the rules for deep strike, so it is in the same phase, which is kind of cool, but then you're relying on deep striking and hoping you're not going to like fall flat on your face. If there's an obstacle there and you scatter onto it, you're a little bit screwed. Hammer hands. +2 strength. Does he already come with that? No. So you could have hammer hand, sanctuary, +1 to the invulnerable, purge soul, roll d6, if it's greater you lose wounds, cleansing flame is okay, and vortex is a vortex blast, strength D, but it is a warp charge free. Now the librarian can take Santic, divination, pyromancy, telekinesis and telepathy. So that is a hell of a lot of different psychic powers you can be choosing from. Now I always like to generally stick with the same psychic disciplines so that I can then have the Primaris as a bonus. So if you're hoping for the flame, gazing flame, whatever it's called, the flame one from Santic, then why don't you just go for pyromancy? I don't know. Being a Tyranids player, I'm stuck with my own stuff, and Eldar I generally stick with their own stuff. I've never really ventured forth into the other psychic powers. So out of all those I'd said, pyromancy, telekinesis and all that, what is the best one in your opinion, and what powers really stand out to you that I should be using? Remembering that I'm putting him in a unit which will have, they will have hammer hand. He's not going to be a close combat king. There's my phone. But the unit that he's in will be. So they can just hammer hand themselves, and he can just be busy being on the offensive, because having only like 16 models, I need to be utilising everyone's ability to their best abilities. And if I've got a Psyker that could be dealing out a hell of a lot of damage, I need to really think about that. So what should I do? Two librarians at level 3, and what powers should I be aiming to give them? That's my first big question to you guys, because I need the help. I'm really enjoying painting these. You know, when you get to a point when you have an army, like if you do Tyranids and you've painted the 99th Gaunt, and you need one more to do 100, you just can't be arsed. That's where I am at the moment with my Dark Eldar. Now, I put them in the Battle League, and it's starting in March, but I don't have the models. I haven't had enough of the finance because my Tau army hasn't sold on eBay yet. Until that happens, I'll have to proxy the Dark Eldar models, but it's just, I've just had a package come today, 10 Mandrakes, and I found out they're fine cast, and I hate fine cast, so I'm going to have to clean them up, and then just mess about with that. And I'm not motivated to do my Dark Eldar. I have a half-painted Talos right here. He's been half-painted for a week. My Grey Knights is a project that's been going to be all over 2015 from start to finish. Am I motivated to do the Dark Eldar? No. These Grey Knights I'm really enjoying painting them and wondering how can I make them effective. I guess because the last time I played Grey Knights, I didn't fail miserably. They came second bottom pretty much in our Battle League. I don't know, I just have problems with them. The main one, which I need to talk to you guys about, again, needing more advice, is that I'm finding Grey Knights are going to be, the composition I'm looking at is having 3/4 of the army deep strike and hopefully come in turn 1, which would be nice. Mess around with my opponent, have Dread Knights with jump boost packs and all that, nice, but limited numbers. How do I use them effectively? So I have written a 2,000 point list, which I'll share with you in just a second, but how do you Grey Knights players that only play pure Grey Knights and no allies, how do you deal with mass tanks? Monstrous creatures, these guys are force weapons, these are fine. And Hammerhand will be fine against low armoured things, but how the hell do you take down a Land Raider? Or 2? With the way 7th edition is, you've got Battleforged and Unbound armies. You don't have to have you don't have to stick to your 2 HQs, 2 troops kind of thing. You could just do 4 or 5 Land Raiders on the field of varying kinds. How do you deal with that? So, I don't know what to do. Dread Knights will be strength 10 in combat, but they've got to get there. I've only got 4 wounds. Yes, they can make their invulnerable save a little bit better, which would always help. And yes, I have in my list got Demon Hammers, I think on my Terminators. And then adding that to Hammerhand, they will be strength 10, but they've got to get there and not die. There may be periods when there's silence where I'm doing this, sorry. I'm not great at multitasking. Oh, if you have any questions about my Grey Knights or anything like that, just leave it in the comment section below. I'll try and get around to answering them. Like I said, Ian and I have been really busy recently. We haven't been able to pump out a lot of battle reports, which is unfortunate because we do love to do it. Hence why we have a YouTube channel, which was almost 3,000 subscribers, which is cool. Okay guys, let's have a look at the list. Well, I had two lists. One included a Land Raider, one included Drago. So, the first one was going to be Librarian, 110 points, give him an extra psychic buff, making him level 3, give him a melter, combi melter. Then a second Librarian with a Storm Bolter and giving him an extra level, giving me 285 points for 2 Librarians. Have a unit of 5 Terminators, 1 with a Psy Cannon, and 4 with Demon Hammers. 465. That gets with 4 with Demon Hammers. Then give them a Land Raider Crusader. That makes 465 points. Paladin squad, 5 of them. Apothecary, 2 Psy Cannons, and Melter Bombs on all of them. That's 360 for them. A Venerable Dreadnought with an autocannon and las cannon for 190. Storm Raven, 200 points with Hurricane Bolters, 230. 2 Nemesis Dreadknights with personal teleporters, heavy incinerator, and heavy psy cannon, giving me about 1980 points. Or I swap out the Land Raider Crusader, add in Drago, and put Drago in the Paladin squad. So it would be 5 Paladins, Drago, and a Librarian, and then Librarian with a Terminator squad. And those 2 squads would then deep strike in. Have the Dreadnought at the back of the field in cover, shooting long-range pot shots. Storm Raven comes on anti-air, anti-anything, and 2 Dreadknights to have fun with. Or I don't have Drago, and then I keep the Terminators and Librarian with the Crusader, which has the Flamers, and goes up the field and give it a melter gun and just enjoy that. All the lists though that I saw online had Drago and they didn't have a Land Raider. It seemed to be the main theme was use your ability to deep strike turn 1. You've got that advantage then above your opponent. If you don't, then you have a disadvantage. You have an elite amount of models, you may as well do as much damage in turn 1 as possible, and then try and battle through the rest of the game. So which one do I do, guys? And is a Venerable Dreadnought viable? I mean, like I was saying about killing the tanks, I gave Melter Bombs to the Paladin squad, Demon Hammers to the Terminators, and have a Dreadnought at the back in cover shooting autocannons and las cannons, because I'm going to be facing Ian, who has generally, if you're allowed a Land Raider, he's got 2, and in his Imperial Guard army he's having like 6 Lehman Russes, front armor 14, and I think the side is 13. I need strong guns to take that down. But maybe it's just one of those things where Grey Knights just can't handle that. They're not designed to do that. They can take down demons, they can probably take down Tyranids, possibly take down Orcs really easily. Or Dark Eldar. But when it comes to fighting Imperium armies, They just can't. I don't know. I just don't know. That's okay.
Yeah, we keep having to stop.
I just dropped my paintbrush. Let's not get silver on the carpet. Right, where are we? There we are. So Harlequins are coming out. I saw the Solitaire model today. Didn't buy it. Didn't really do a lot for me. I'm still really put off the fact that I can't do a checkered pattern on something so small. Grey Knights, on the other hand, they're quite big. And as you've seen, I've kind of gone for a clean finish to them. It looks good. Metal Transformers. Someone should do a Transformer army. Take all these guys that look like Transformers, so Nemesis, Dreadknights, Dreadnoughts, maybe Riptides. Just paint them up as a different Transformer. Convert the Nemesis Dreadknight, which doesn't have a human in it. Like a Grey Knight, yeah. That'd be cool. Who would be Optimus though? The Dread Knight does kind of look like an Optimus if you take the Grey Knight model off. So, what do you guys think of the channel? I said we haven't really done a lot, which I can only apologise for, but when we're back in the flow of things, what are your favourite parts? Sit and paint, news and rumours, battle reports. See, me and Ian came into YouTube thinking, do you know what, we love this hobby. Let's just do it. Let's just film it. Two guys, laid back, having fun with their hobby. Now, we have discussed investing more money into it, finding a space, converting up a garage or something where we could make a little studio. And I've been running the numbers, and it would be very easy for us, once we had that space, to do a service like Mini Wargaming. Worked out the amount of people we would need to subscribe. The price would be around £3. But at the moment we're stuck at 2,600 and something subscribers, and we need to step it up a bit if we want something more. We both kind of discussed that we want to get at least 10,000 subscribers before we would start something like Mini Wargaming. So what do you think? People have said to us that we're the Nick Frost and Simon Pegg of the YouTube 40k scene, which is good. We like that. And what do you think then? Should we look into that? Give it a go? Or should we just stick with having the hobby and not to make it our day job? I'd love this to be my life. Just painting models, battling cool people, visiting Warhammer World to meet more people, which we're going to be doing more after Easter. I'm going to have Saturdays off now, which is generally the best time to see people. So we could announce that every now and again, go to Warhammer World, video some battle reports for you guys. The YouTube community. YouTube. Da, 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 da. Getting hungry. Pretty hungry now. Finished work. Went to Tesco's. Got me some food. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Because you're good in my tummy. Got some crisps. Ready for the football. Gonna have a huge sausage and mash, gravy, peas, dinner. Got me some lemon meringue pie for dessert. It's gonna be good. It's all good. Got about half of it dry brushed at the moment. I think when I get all of it dry brushed, that'll be it. So I need to wash it with some black. Then go back to some dry brushing. So guys, what is the best / most successful army in 7th edition? Who's the big winner? Quite a broad question and generic. Yes, there are armies that are better at killing others. Obviously, Grey Knights are going to be probably the best at killing demons. But in your opinion, guys, who's the big winners at the moment? I think Necrons are doing well now after their new codex. They got a lot of love. I think Necrons are always deemed to be one of the most powerful races. Whether we like it or not. Dry brushing takes a while. Yes, it does. So there's not been a lot of talk about fantasy. I guess with the Harlequin release and stuff, that's drawn people's attention away. But I was really looking forward to starting a fantasy army. With the shift and change in how fantasies go in, and the fact that everything I thought I knew about fantasy is now changed. You're going to have to wait till May. Get that paintbrush working. Okay guys, just I'm almost done with this dry brushing. I think I'll call it there. I'm getting hungry. So yeah, to clarify, I'm loving Grey Knights. Absolutely loving it. Just the painting. I don't care how good they are on the battlefield, they are fun to paint. So, okay guys, what do you think about the librarians then? 1, 2, what powers should I use? How are they best effective on the battlefield? How are my Grey Knights going to tackle 6 Lehman Russ? How are they going to tackle a couple of Land Raiders? I need a little bit of help with that. And is Drago amazing? He looks cool. But does he live up to the hype? Does he live up to the hype? Because I just don't know. Just don't know. Just don't know. I just don't know. Pretty much it done. Okay guys, thank you for sticking around with this sit and paint. Pop. Please help me with the questions. I need your help, please. Okay, thank you very much for watching and sticking around. Just sitting down, doing a short little episode, just getting some painting done. I've been Mark from the Xenovich channel. I'm going to continue with these Grey Knights. I had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Goodbye.